Morning world, Luke here from Astro Awakening. I'd planned this morning to go for a run. It's about 3.5 k's from my house to the beach. So I run to the beach, go for a swim, and then dry myself off and run home. And I was preparing to do my morning video on the new moon that's currently happening, new moon in Aquarius. So I'm I'm on my return leg home and pulled a calf muscle in my left leg. So I'm probably about 2 k's from home now, and I've sent a message to my girlfriend, but I think she's still asleep, to come and pick me up because I can't run, can hardly walk. So it's quite fitting because, excuse the traffic, because the zodiac signs rule a part of the body. Do you know what part of the body Aquarius rules? Yeah, rules the calves, doesn't it? And this Aquarian new moon is squaring the ruling planet of Aquarius, which is Uranus. I think I've mentioned that before. And Uranus brings sudden and unexpected change. And why it brings sudden and unexpected change is because it's trying to free you from a way of being. It's trying to free you from, an old pattern. It's trying to free you from Saturn's reality, to try and liberate you, to try and actually individuate you. So the energy of Uranus when it releases is sudden and unexpected. And that's certainly what happened to me this morning. Sudden and unexpected. You might be saying, well, you should have fucking stretched. And you're probably right. But let's just dig in a little deeper here. I'll wait for a car to reverse out of its driveway. You have a spiritual side of the body and you have a material side of the body, or a physical side of the body. And the spiritual side of the body is the left side. So this happened on my left calf. Okay, so what I would interpret that as needing to make adjustments or changes in my spiritual path. And it's my leg, it's direction, right? You use your legs to get where you're going. So maybe my spiritual direction needs altering. And the way it's physically manifested at this point in time is to pop my calf muscle. So, yeah. So I thought I'd be an opportunity to come on here and just give you a bit of a breakdown on this new moon and what it means for the coming month. So a new moon is a time where we're planting a seed or infusing, we're infusing our being at this point in time with an intention that's going to unfold in the coming month. So what we'll do is we look at the moon, its placement, what sign it's happening in, if it's receiving any aspects. And then what are the other planetary bodies doing at this point in time? Because all of this energetic pattern is going to infuse our seed, our intention, for the month ahead. So, like I've mentioned before, the Sun-Moon conjunction is at 4 degrees of Aquarius. So this is a powerful new moon for anyone born early Aquarian, any early Aquarians. Likewise, any early Leos, because this full moon, this new moon is going to be opposite your sun. As well as any early Taurians or early Scorpios. That's going to be squaring it. It's going to be creating a bit of tension for you guys this month. But Uranus is at 2 degrees of of Taurus. So Uranus is spending about 7 years in Taurus, shaking up our old values, realigning what is important to us when it comes to material possessions, allowing us to break free, allowing us to come to our own individuated value of how we value things, not one that's scripted to us by the collective or the matrix. Now the square denotes tension. So when planets are at square, they're at 90 degrees apart from each other, and 90 degrees indicates a aspect of tension, and it's the type of aspect that requires change. It actually forces change. You imagine two cars coming to an intersection at 90 degrees to each other, like a T intersection, all right? They can't just continue on their path, otherwise there's a collision. Someone has to stop and give way for the other person. And that depends on what energy is more powerful, what car got there first, who has a stop sign. So quite often too with a square, what happens is some sort of event outside or beyond our control happens, and as a result of that event, we're forced to make a change. In this case, we're talking about Aquarius and Taurus. Aquarius, our ability to objectify, individuate, invent, create, rebel, break free, create equality. And Taurus, our fixed values when it comes to our personal values, things of value, our possessions. So there's going to be the need to make some adjustments in those areas of life in this coming month. Now, how do you go forward in a month knowing that there's this tight, tense, square aspect to Uranus, the planet of sudden unexpected change? You remain fucking flexible as fuck, right? If you're rigid, if you're attached, if you're stuck, then the energy has an explosive effect. Hence, a popped calf. But if you're flexible and you're able to adapt and move and change, and you don't mind change, and you're able to, when new information comes to light, you're able to actually take that into your consciousness and make the adjustments that's required instead of just going, yeah, it's too hard, then you're going to be fine for the month ahead, because as things come to light, as revelations, revealing, you can go, wow, shit, okay, new information, okay, make an adjustment, I'll make a change. If you're stubborn and stuck, Taurian, Aquarian, they're fixed signs, then the change can be more explosive. So, yeah, make some changes. Now, what are the other planets doing? There's this really sort of cool / tense / interrelated, connected aspects between Venus, Mercury, Jupiter, and Mars. Venus is in a sextile position, which is harmony to Jupiter. So Venus is values, loves, likes, things that we like to do, beauty, having a good time, money, women, relationships. And it's in Pisces, so it's all like loved up and dreamy. And Jupiter, over there in Capricorn, is sextiling, and it's expanding, right? Like, what can we do within those areas of life? Like, Jupiter's like saying, let's do some things. Let's have a bit of fun. Let's increase or our love, our relationships, things that we like to do. Let's do more of it. The mitigating factor here is that there's a square from Venus to Mars. So sometimes the square, though, is the right amount of tension to arouse passion and desire. And it can be like, ooh, you're all loved up and a little bit like, ooh, I want to rip your clothes off, Sometimes, though, what I would say, though, is to watch spending and watch unnecessary expenditure. Watch impulsive spending this month would be a good way to look at it. What's your impulsive spending? Maybe it's a good time to just take stock of a budget and just get really practical when it comes to your outgoings, and don't make any spending in haste. We're going to have Mercury retrograde later in the month. So, especially watch around the last part of this lunation when Mercury goes retrograde. And then there is a sextile from Mars to Mercury. So, right, it might be like an increase in our ability to create action with our words, like doing things with our words. And that they say is that in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was good. Something like that, I'm paraphrasing, I'm not religious. But we create with our words, so words are powerful. So watch your words this month. Be very precise. Be very laser-like, surgical-like with your words. Speak very clearly and certainly, and also know when not to speak. Know when to zip it. Mars sextiling Mercury can be like, I just got a fucking lot to say and I'm going to say it. I don't care if you like it or not. So sometimes we can get into a bit of hot trouble with our words. So be very precise, surgical-like, but know when to shut up. And outer planet action, Venus is moving closer to a conjunction with Neptune over the next few days. So that can be good in the sense of wanting to be just dissolving into your landscape, and maybe you want to go down by the beach if it's nice warm weather and just sort of submerge yourself in the water. But also it can be a little bit of confusion around relationships and money. So for the next few days, just if new expenses come to light, maybe just take a few days to get really clear on, for example, I've had this fake messages from what seems to be my energy provider saying my bill's overdue, and the amount is not even the amount on the bill. So it's like some dodgy one trying to scam me for coin. So, we can fall trap to a bit of confusion when it comes to money and love when Venus and Neptune connect. But equally, it can be good for the artist in us, the creative side of us. We might want to write some poetry or do some nice art. It's a beautiful time for that over the next few days. Just trying to think what else is going on. So that's Neptune. Uranus we've spoken about. Saturn and Pluto. Saturn and Pluto are pulling apart now in Capricorn. Pluto is in a really tight square in this lunation to Eris, the planet of the goddess of discord. So globally, politically, I'd be just watching for things to be just well, what the fuck? Did you hear about that? Just out of the blue shit. I'll end to I do bang on about the Queen and the royal family a bit. I'm just gonna leave this last parting shot, if you like, across the royals. Think of it like this. Imagine your grandmother owns half the world, right? Or thereabouts. And right, you're going to say to grandmother, hey Gran, I don't want to be a part of your empire anymore. I just want to go over here and I don't want to try and make it on my own. Conceive if that is a possibility for starters. Another thing I want you to consider is, if your grandmother owns half the world and her family has for centuries, do you really think she's just going to let you marry any old person that you like? If you've gone into any sort of royal family history, you'll know that they are very selective when it comes to who they let in and out of the family, right? It's not just oh, wow, you're falling in love, isn't that great? They vet the shit out of people, right? So much so that even if you are a part of their family and decide to leave because you married a fuckwit, they murder your ass. So let's just let that sink in. The other thing is, didn't he marry an actress? I'm talking about Harry. Didn't he marry an actress? They'd be pretty good at putting an act on, wouldn't they? And if grandmother said, this is what's happening, do you think she's going to say to Harry's grandma, who owns half the world, nah, you know what, grandma? You've been running this gig for so long that you don't know what you're doing. Me and Harry are going to do it on our own now. So what I want you to understand is it's preposterous that this is even conceivable. But yet it's everywhere in the mainstream media at the moment. Everyone's talking about it. And then I want you to tie this in. Have you heard about the virus outbreak in China? Right. And what type of virus that is? That is the coronavirus. You know what corona is? It's a crown. It's a crown. Coronavirus. They're telling you. Hey, boy. Hey, boy. Yeah. Sorry about that. They're telling you. You got the crown virus. Right? That's what's going on here. The crown virus. And what is the crown? The crown chakra. Right? It's your connection to source. It's your pineal gland. Yeah. They got you. They've got yours. Morning. Yeah. Just break free of that shit. That narrative. That bullshit mainstream royal family garbage. It's fucking garbage, and it's got you. The crown virus has got you. Break free of that shit. I'm going to try not to bang on about it too much anymore. You know where I stand on this. I hope I don't have any more weird dreams about it. But if I do, I'll let you know. And yeah, look after yourselves this new moon. It's going to be an exciting one, I reckon. There's going to be a lot revealed. We're talking about Aquarius. It's fixed air. It's objectivity. It's reality as it is, without any sort of emotional attachment, baggage, or discoloration, or uncertainty, or uncloudy, or fogginess. It's like very fucking clear. So in your own life, right, what do you need to get really super clear on? And as a result of the clarity, what changes do you need to make? That could be your intention today. What do I need to get clear on? And as a result of that clarity, what changes do I need to make? Globally, and I fucking hate that word. Yeah, what is going to be revealed? And as a result of that, what changes are coming our way? And are they going to be unexpected? Are they going to be freedom type liberating changes, or are they going to be restrictive changes? So pay attention, keep your eyes open. Peace.